What's going on, boys? How you doing, Ricky? Hope you feel better, bro. What's up, Dhruv, Ginger, Cordell, Hamza, Gurvish, Andrew? What's going on, boys? Let's get right into it. We got a bunch of charts to go over. Great week. Last week we crushed puts. Now we're crushing calls. It's very tricky to switch from bear to bull, but you have to do this in this market, especially now in this market. And if you guys scroll out on the bigger time frame, I sent this chart a couple days ago. Look where we're sitting still, so don't be surprised if we have to switch to puts very quickly again this week. What's up, Christian? How you doing? Why do I say that? Because if you just match up the wicks on the days, this is a clear bear flag. No matter how bullish you get, this could all be still a trap. What's up, Emilio? How you doing? We did kind of touch the top here. We can go to the 4 hour to make it a little more clear. But I haven't touched these top lines yet. And if you scroll out even more, you can see here, we're still just at the top of the bear flag, guys. So big run down, big flag, and now do we make our ways back to the bottom of the flag? I don't know. If you get rid of extended hours here, you can see it a little more clearly. Look how clean this is, guys. If you go on the daily, it's perfect wick to wick action. Wick, 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 and today's wick. And these two wicks are the bottom of the flag. So still in a bear flag, nothing has changed. On SPY, the action is kind of weird because XLE is ripping. Whenever XLE is this high, it's always unhealthy for the markets. And tech is kind of the laggard here. So SPY, we're right at the top of the bear flag here on the bigger picture. Intraday, we've had a great 3 days. Still tricky for me. I'm still not interested in leaps or adding to equity quite yet. I know it looks bullish. Everyone's getting bullish. But I don't follow the herd. That's not how I trade. So keep an eye on that resistance tomorrow. Draw out this bear flag, guys. Make sure. And if we close above it, then the bear flag is negated. Is that a close above it? You can be the judge of that. I don't think that's a strong close above it. But we'll see. We did close above the 21-day moving average, which is at 452. We closed above that. So that's solid start. If we get followed through again tomorrow, then we can break out of this. Google beat earnings. We're going to go over Google. We'll look at the price action as well. QQQ, why do I say it's the weakest? Because it was just crossing the 200-day moving average today. So if you look at QQQ, it's the only one that's under the 21-day moving average. SPY is over it, XLF is over it, and IWM is underneath it as well. QQQ running after hours here. That means Google's price action is probably good without even looking at it. We have the 21-day moving average now on top. The 200-day moving average was at 365.35. So when QQQ started going up today, the 200-day also curled up. What's up, Emilio? Christian, I don't remember if I told you guys hello, but we crossed above the 200-day moving average on QQQ. We closed above the 200-day moving average on QQQ. So very bullish as far as tech. Let's see if we hold up tomorrow. XLF, absolute strongest all day. Financials were absolute. Ooh, big dump after hours on XLF. Those are good for those JPM puts I took at the end of the day there, guys. Why did I take puts? I do have some longs. I have NVIDIA marches. I have Facebook long. I have a few pins left still. Still taking a look at it. Yeah, I know it's a Google sympathy play. Let's see, Kritik, where we open tomorrow. Right now, you cannot tell what we're going to open at tomorrow. So if Facebook goes up and banks go down, Google did not split. Stop this, Gurvish. Okay, guys, so basically all the indexes are the same. XLF is straight down. That's perfect for our JPM puts. IWM's pulling back a little bit. SPX is right at the bottom of this channel. Can we get back in the channel, or are we going to backtest and reject? Nobody knows. ES was range bound all day between the overnight lows and 44.90. Finally got a breakout end of day there. And VIX, I told you guys at the beginning of the day, this thing's going to pull back to the 50-day moving average. 22.21 was the 50-day moving average. We closed today at 22.10. So 10 cents off, guys. Is this the higher low, or is it going to keep coming back down? Nobody knows. 20-1 split. I'm buying some Google equity for $100, guys. Okay, so that is the most bullish news you could have got out of any tech. Facebook calls are at 323. Jesus. So congrats on the Facebook calls. Wow. Okay. I said if Google splits, imagine. Now you can see what's happening. Facebook call is going to be up huge tomorrow. MACD is going to cross over on Facebook in the morning if it hasn't already. Look at this curling up action. Pass through, and we are past resistance now on Facebook, this little resistance. Also, next level for Facebook is all the way up at 332 now, guys. 332, 333. Beautiful. Google split. Oh my God, Amazon's gonna fly too. Okay, so if Amazon does the same thing this week, tech is back in a bull market, bro. This is game over right here. So Amazon's gonna rip tomorrow. Facebook should open up nice tomorrow. Microsoft should rip tomorrow. Pinterest, nice. I still have a few calls, $35 calls for Feb 18th. This one's still closed at high of day and ripping after hours. Beautiful. Google, the man of the holy shoot. 2,900. Jesus Christ. The last time Google was 2,900, I believe, was in December. Whoa, 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 whoa. 20-1 split. So that would be what? 20-1 split. I can't even do the math right now. It's been such a long day. If someone knows the stock price now, let me know. What's 290 divided by 20? Yeah. Google, huge news. That's the most bullish news you can give on earnings ever. 29.25. So not only did we hit all the social, all the growth, all the tech names today, we also took JPM puts at the end of the day. So we went over all that. Let's go. Tesla was relatively weak. It's not going to be affected by Google news, I believe. But if Google brings up all the indices, as it should tomorrow, especially with a 150-point ripper after hours, Google never disappoints, guys. Don't ever bet against Google, I'm telling you. But if Google brings up all the indices, which it will because it's such a huge stock and it made such a huge move, Tesla will benefit as well. NEO, nothing really to see here. It's boring. JPM was the puts I took at the end of the day. Why did I take puts at the end of the day? I was a heavy long in tech, like I told you guys. And what happened basically was we had a big bounce on JPM. They had terrible earnings. Banks just ran too far, too fast. So what do? I look for the bank that I love to short the most, which is JP Morgan. I also hate JP Diamond. It's a fun fact. And XLF was just a little bit too strong. Like, I mean, it made too big of a run today. Obviously, it can keep running. We got resistance right at the middle of Bollinger Band here at 39.79, which is where it hit today. It was 9 cents off and it pulled back. Other than that, after hours is dumping. Everything looks good so far. Let's see where the moving averages are. Crossed over the moving averages, so that's bullish. Let's see if JP Morgan gets a small dip in the morning we can sell. Other than that, let's see. Google stock for 146. Every single retail investor is going to want to buy that stock, guys. Every single one. The only problem with retail buying Google before is they couldn't afford it. But now everyone can afford it. Jumia calls in the money with 2 weeks to go. 950 calls we had. Sold the rest of them today to cover that IWM put loss that I had. Unfortunate, whatever. My target was the 21-day moving average, 936. We actually closed above it at 950, so those are in the money. Great trade there. SC, great call by T at the end of the day. I believe he grabbed them right here, went on a tear right after. I believe those calls are up like 15, 20% probably. I didn't take them, so I don't know. Again, we're coming up on this resistance on SE. If we pass through this resistance, we can absolutely go bananas on SE, guys. So keep an eye on SE. Sava was the strongest stock this morning. One of the highest short interest stocks in the market. Huge resistance here. Previously support at $40 and $41-ish. Crossed back above it yesterday. Stayed above it today. Everything looks fine. Did we close above the 50-day moving average? 50-day moving average at 45.87. We closed above it today. Let's see if we can get a squeeze all the way to $62, which is the 200-day moving average, guys. That's my target on Sava. Still have the equity, still have the $60 calls for Feb 18th. Let's see how it goes. Other than that, congratulations to anyone that held Facebook, anyone that held Google overnight, anyone that held any tech overnight, because you're going to gap up huge tomorrow on all big tech. I'm including Microsoft, Facebook, Google, all of them together. Nvidia should gap up as well. So congrats if you held it overnight. I did hold a chunk of it. Other than that, let's see AMD real quick, because Nvidia didn't move that much post-market. AMD's up 118, so if you followed Yash on his 125 calls, those should be up nice as well. Over high of the day, it took out highs from previous days as well. Everything looks fantastic on AMD. If they did beat earnings, I didn't look into them obviously yet. Big hammer candle today, and it looks like we're getting followed through tomorrow. So congratulations to everyone. We crushed the puts, now we crush the calls, and then if we have to switch back to puts, we'll do that again. But for right now, everything is pointing bullish, especially with those Google earnings. As long as Amazon doesn't shit the bed later this week, I think we are right back to bull mode. Thank you guys for attending. I will see you tomorrow.